What's happening Wednesday? It's Wednesday,
happening?
Folks. This is Bizarro Fett.
And Carrie.
How you guys doing?
I'm doing great, Bizarro Fett. How about you?
You know what? I've been better, but I'm not the worst I've ever been, so that's good.
That's good. So last week, guys, so what is happening? What's happening? Well, what's happening is we watched movies. We made a movie list of our top 25 each at that moment.
Yeah, because I was going to say mine keeps changing.
Yeah, but we're keeping it steady. We're not changing the list, guys, so we don't have to tell you that we did anything different.
What'd you make me watch?
I made you watch Casablanca.
And you know what? I liked it. I thought I would not like that movie, but I liked it.
What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was getting towards the end when things were starting to heat up.
Yeah, and it was starting to get exciting and espionage-y and
very espionage. And I liked, you know what, every scene with Rick in it, man.
You're just a Humphrey Bogart stan like me, aren't you?
Rick is just a cool character.
Oh my goodness, I love Rick. I used to have a poster that was Rick standing outside of Cafe American, which is the name of his bar and casino.
Yeah.
And so, like, those of you that don't know, Casablanca is a movie that takes place during World War II. And Rick is played by Humphrey Bogart. And he is the owner of Cafe Americana. And he is really just, trying to look out for himself. He's a very, like, if you've seen Gone with the Wind, he's a very Rhett Butler kind of character. The only cause he wants to stick his neck out for is himself. But what happens is the woman that got away, that left him on a deck of a train, leaving Paris when the Nazis were marching in, she walks into his bar.
Yeah, of all the bars and all the places.
Of all the gin joints in all the world, she walks into mine.
That's the quote.
Favorite characters, so Rick for you, right?
Definitely Rick.
I love Sam. Sam is the piano player.
Yes, I know. You're telling the people.
Telling the people.
But yeah, I think we're just supposed to say, hey, I like that movie. I liked it.
Yeah. Favorite scene for me is the moment when you have the Nazis singing their anthem, and then you have the French.
Yes, the French singing
the dueling national anthems.
That was a good scene.
And so if you've never seen that scene, if you've never seen Casablanca, I urge you, watch Casablanca. But if you don't have the moment to watch the entire film Casablanca, watch that scene. It's probably going to make you want to go back and watch the full film.
It's not that long of a movie.
It's not. It's really not, compared to the one you made me watch.
Which was?
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yes.
This movie is like pretty much like 3 hours long,
it's like
guys.
Lord of the Rings long, guys.
It's freaking long. And was I entertained? Yes. Is this something that I'm going to need to watch a lot of times? Probably not. I did not realize that Clint Eastwood was so good looking when he was young.
He's a handsome man.
He is a handsome devil.
So's his son.
I've heard that.
Looks just like him almost.
Well, then, if he looks like a young Clint Eastwood, then he probably is.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I thought was pretty cool is that the Tuco or Tico or what is his name? He's actually played by a guy that I knew of, but I didn't know of him being in that movie. He plays the old Jewish playwright in The Holiday.
I'm pretty sure he's in a few Western movies, actually.
Yes, that is actually, when I saw that it was him, I was like, wait, has he been in other Westerns? And I looked it up and saw that, yes, in fact, he had. The name is escaping me right now, but I very much enjoyed him in The Holiday, and I very much enjoyed his character work in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, of which he was the ugly.
Yes, he was. What's your favorite scene?
My favorite scene is when they are, because this is a long-ass movie, guys, so I'm not going to go through the entire movie here, okay? But there's a moment where Tico and Blondie, which is Clint Eastwood's character, is trying to get to where this guy had like buried a whole bunch of money. And they are, for some reason, they decided, because the dude was dying, they had come upon a Union barricade in the Civil War, because that's when this story takes place. Yeah. And the captain was just really feeling the problems and was not sober most of the time. And he's just like, of course I'm going to lead these soldiers in liquored up, and I'm going to be liquored up myself. Like when he talks about how both sides are liquored up? Yeah, he's talking about both sides are liquored up, and he is just not a happy camper. And he talked about how both sides are trying to not blow up the goddamn bridge, and that his one wish is that he can blow up the bridge. So like both the Union and Confederate soldiers are both trying to not blow up the bridge, but the captain, the last thing he wants to do is he wants to blow up the goddamn bridge. So they have this battle, and the captain comes back and he is gravely injured. And Tuco and Blondie decide that they're going to go and they're going to take a bunch of dynamite and they're going to blow up the bridge before the captain dies. And which kind of also serves them as well, because it makes it harder for the bad guy to get to them in what they're trying to do. Yeah. But still, it's like the captain, like the whole thing goes kabooey. The captain's last thing he sees across the river,
put a smile on his face,
is that damn bridge blowing up, and he smiles and then he dies. That is my favorite scene, because it just was like, you have these two guys being complete and total a-hole. You have these three guys being complete and total a-holes
to each other,
the whole goddamn movie. There's nobody that's really likable in this film.
Nope.
Okay, like the person that you would want to like go have a cup of coffee with. There's nobody like that in this film. Nobody. Okay? But it was like one of those moments where it was like, oh my god, these two guys are showing a little bit of compassion and doing that for this captain. It was like
they needed to do that to get to where they were going to anyway.
They did.
So I don't think they were doing it out of the kindness of their heart.
Well, they did tell him, look over towards the bridge and you'll get a smile in a few minutes.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where it was like, you gotta, because Blondie goes up to the captain and sees him all injured, sees the seriousness of his injuries, and he's like, okay, so I'm gonna do this for you because I know you're gonna die. Yeah. So it's a really long movie, and it's okay. It's pretty good. If you like Western movies, definitely. I definitely saw like the inspiration that Quentin Tarantino takes and Robert Rodriguez takes from these kind of Sierra Leone films. Sergio, excuse me, not Sierra Leone. Sergio Leone takes from these films. The soundtrack is yeah, like it's, even if you're not familiar with the film, those first few moments in the opening credits scene, like, oh yep, you're like, I recognize that fucking song. It's famous, guys. Okay, so anyways, we are just about home, and that's it for last week's movies. Now,
I didn't even get to say my favorite scene of the movie because you just kept going on.
Oh, okay. Well, Joe, Bizarro Fett.
My favorite scene is the absolute end of the movie when Tuco is like hanging there and he's wondering, man, he's gonna die. He's gonna die because fucking Blondie just leaves him, and this Blondie, he's like not gonna help, obviously. But then Blondie shoots the rope.
Because he's put Tico in a situation that if he falls, he's going to choke.
Yeah, so he does shoot the rope in the end. And I like that part.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the guy's hands are still tied.
Yeah.
He's got to figure out a way out of that.
He's not a good guy or anything like that by any means. I don't know why they call him the good. I don't know why they call
because
him.
he's a good shot.
All right, yeah, I guess that could
like,
be
like nobody else can do some of those shots that he does, apparently.
Shooting hats off and stuff.
Yeah. So he's good. He's a good shot.
All right, what's the next movies we're watching?
So what we're doing is we're going to continue on this whole process, and we are now picking 2 more movies from our list. Joe,
we'll talk more next week about them than we did this week. We just didn't have a lot of time this week.
Yeah. So Joe, what is the movie that you have picked for me to watch?
Well, it's between 2 movies, and I just keep battling with them in my head, and I'm not so sure which I want to do. It's either going to be RoboCop or it's going to be Young Guns.
So you're either going to keep the whole Western thing going with Young Guns, or you're going to have us watch RoboCop. Now, specifically, you're talking about the extended version.
Yes, the extended version of RoboCop.
That you got for Christmas.
Yes.
Okay. Do I get a vote in this?
No.
So you are undecided between
I'm undecided.
those 2.
What movies are we watching for you?
For me, on my list, we're going My Fair Lady.
All right.
Joe has never seen My Fair Lady, and apparently he likes Audrey Hepburn.
And she's never seen Young Guns, so hey.
You know, maybe that's what we'll do.
I think maybe all 3 of my movies may be Westerns.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so guys, I have picked My Fair Lady. I'm pretty sure Joe is leaning towards Young Guns.
Yes, I am.
So it'll be a very Amelia Estevez evening plus, Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah.
So, okay, anyway, guys, let us know in the comments what you think of Casablanca and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Let us know what you think of our movie picks, and check out the description for other information that you may need. If you're new to the channel, please welcome and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. And if you've been here, well, thank you for joining us yet again.
Thank you.
Please like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. Let's get that algorithm working in our favor. And until next time, keep your eyes and ears open. If you see something, say something. And remember, the complacent never make a difference. This is the officially unofficial Geek channel, and we'll be seeing ya. Bye-bye.